Previously on Fortnite Follies, the Save the World saga. So... is she the one that I'm looking for? Looks like it. Alright. I'm Marty Jester. Yeah. Alright. I'll try. Get out of here. Wait. Did you shoot him?
You're saying that we're helping some dimension hoppers get home? Very well. Let's get started. So, you're also saying that the first one we're helping is named Penny, who's tasked us with building or breaking structures and objects? Understood. Making final approach to Dark Dominion. This is a good place to sabotage, so deploying me into enemy territory was a smart move. I would have some questions if you had to me sabotage. Say, you sanctuary, but I digress. Enemy spotted. Engaging combat mode. Enemy neutralized. Engaging patrol mode. Another request she made was to leave the 7 out of our eliminations and sabotage, so I will reiterate my warning, Jester. Even now, we have a ping that the Chrome series destroyers were not destroyed as you initially thought. She has joined forces with another former enemy of ours, Omega Carnage, and has actively made a power grab for some mystical artifacts called the Infinity Stones. If they get their hands on power like that, I don't believe I have to tell you how much trouble we'll be in. V2E495 has adopted the destructive ideology of the army of the last reality, and her only goal is the absolute destruction of the omniverse. And who knows what other threats Omega has recruited besides her. She is bad enough, but he seems to have a nefarious goal of his own. Another cause for concern is the name of the army Omega Carnage has founded, the Revenger Corps. If you don't understand the terminology there, these were all enemies defeated and coming back for revenge. And the common denominator of each defeat is you and Zeta Beetle, and all of our allies. They are actively seeking revenge on all of us. Preparation is mandatory, not optional, not recommended, mandatory. If you are not prepared when any of these enemies return to seek revenge, you will fall. I cannot stress this enough, Jester. Preparation is a must, non-negotiable. So, I suppose you're wondering why V2E495 is named the way she is. It has to do with her unique design which allowed her and her squadron to combine, and so they have, and added their serial numbers together into the sum of their parts. In this combined form, she has an estimated 11 times the processing power that she had individually. Greetings. Would you happen to be Jess? I myself am V3F. Deploying for duty. My current mission is to visit named locations. Understood. First destination, 1 Keyland. SV1 has already visited 2 such locations. Now I just need to visit the other 3, making final approach to 1 Keyland. The technology of this park is unique. Grind rails allow passengers to attach to the rides, even the 1 key wheel. The third named location has been visited. Advancing to gather supplies. Rare ammo box detected. Searching. Medium and light ammo. Shells, shield potions and small shield potions detected. Collecting all supplies. Now drinking shield potions of all types to gain shields. This won't take long. Shields already at 100%. Advancing to gather weapons. Evidently, this building is called 1 Key's Chump House. Evidence suggests that this is a restaurant of some sort. Assault rifle collected. The twin hammer is a gray area for me. On the one hand, it is a pump-type shotgun called the hammer pump, which is a proficiency, but they come as a pair, a style of which I'm not programmed to be proficient with. Pistol also detected. Should I collect this weapon, or should I wait to find a submachine gun instead? I am proficient with both, so the only real question is short-term advantages versus long-term advantages. My decision has been made. Despite its slower firing rate, it has the power to defend me in combat, so temporarily or otherwise, it's better than nothing. Besides, many armies have seen unprecedented success with slower firing rate weapons. Key example, Zeus from Task Force Vixen. According to various sources, he was able to take down an opponent with an Enforcer assault rifle. If a soldier, or possibly warlord, with a slow assault rifle such as that can take an opponent down, then I can also with either a combat or nemesis assault rifle, both of which are my programmed proficiencies. I seem to have a rival. Very well, you have the right to know who took you down. I am V3F51, a Mark II destroyer, and a derivative of the Felina assassin droid. If you are not adequately prepared, you have no chance against me, and I'm not one to hold back against an opponent. You threaten me, you get eliminated. It's as simple as that. So if I were you, and not adequately prepared, I would not engage. I'm dead serious. You will lose. I have also learned from archived footage of the Arctic series destroyers that this 1 key wheel can launch you far distances if you jump from the top. As I have 2 more named locations to find, that could be an ideal way of getting to the rest of them. However, Jess warns that the Ice King is not a fan of their presence here. If I must fight him in order to complete my mission, I will. Another technique of fast travel I've heard of is the use of 0-point shards. They rift you into the sky on contact, and allow you to glide to your next destination. It's not a precise method, however, and its range is almost as limited as jumping off the top of the 1 key wheel. However, for this particular mission, it should be enough to get to my next and final destination. Once this mission is finished, there are apparently 2 more before the going home quests are unlocked, and apparently, there will be 5 more before the Super Shredder schematic is unlocked. I will let General Jester decide whether we visit a new reality or not. If we do come to the raid, I am curious about the new threats we'll meet in the process, because these missions are called the Save the World quests. Clearly, there is a world-ending threat attacking these people, which is exactly what the Special Operations Crisis Control Group specializes in. The Visit Named Location mission has been completed. New mission detected and logged. Purchase or collect a Super Shredder shotgun. This is evidently stage 3 of 4 in Jess operation, so this is apparently where the last 2 missions that unlock the going home quests are. Understood. Anyway, they have such illustrious records as restoring the 0 point during the Loop Breaker project and sabotaging the Death Star, among others. They are often called into complete ranked missions as training, and if they can still eliminate opponents while training in ranked, you have to know that the Dark Troopers and Agents Fulcrum and Amorpha are on a completely different level than the rest of the 7 Marines. Speaking of the 7, There appears to be a mission in this building related to the 7. Now entering building. Terminal located. Shutting down commentary.
Status: deceased. It is important for all of us, including the 7, to remember what we're fighting for. The island, reality itself, and most importantly, you, the loopers.
I'll remember it, sister. For both of us.
The origin. Status: lost to the Chrome.
I won't watch another world end. We're going to win this. See you on the other side, Looper.
Another fallen general.
I don't want to do this without him. But we will. We have to.
Commentary back online. So, the 7 is down 2 major members, potentially an inspirational speaker, and a field general. This doesn't bode well for our chances of victory against the Dark Voyager. But, we have been in worse situations before. It takes quite a lot to detonate an entire island, and to top such a catastrophic event. And according to General Jester and several Suki 2.0, Mark I destroyers, and Copper Wasp models, that's exactly what the culmination of the Chrome War was. They call it the Loop Breaker Project, or the Fracture. However, once they'd restored the 0 point enough, the paradigm initiated zero fusion, supposedly sacrificing herself in order to forge a new island out of various realities. If that is the case, that's the closest we've come to losing absolutely everything. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I would rather it stay that way. It appears as though I have some gold bars. Maybe I can go back into the storm, purchase the Super Shredder shotgun, and come back with minimal damage. That's the ideal scenario anyway. Now, whether it will actually end like that, I don't know for sure. Still, if I can, I want to try. I have 41 seconds before the storm closes again, and at my current system integrity, I can withstand the storm for at least 93 of those seconds. However, round trip may be a dangerous proposition, as it will either be equal distance, or greater, to return to the Eye. In other words, even if I complete this mission, it's likely to be a one-way trip. I fully accept this risk. As many of us have said before, death rarely sticks for a looper. Many of us have sustained what in other worlds would be lethal blows. Being blown up, shot down, cut up, incinerated, fell to our death, mauled by wild animals, electrocuted, bludgeoned to death. You name it, we've been through it. And yet, every time, we've come back good as new. The only thing that changes is the experience. We learn from every elimination we deal or receive, and for the most part, try to avoid making the same mistake. However, it's not always instantaneous change. Repetition is the best way to ensure memory. Even droids struggle with this. I am close. I don't actually know how much a super shredder costs, but even learning that would be a benefit for the rest. I can practically see her right now. Current system integrity at 20%. Jess has apparently succumbed to the storm. There is nothing further I can do. I have completed as many missions as I could. The only thing left to do is try to get back to the Eye, or accept my fate as my systems shut down. Here it comes.